Hello everyone, welcome back to the online classes by Condor Institutions. Hope you all are watching the videos. In last class, we were discussing about the classification of liquid-liquid solution based on the Rod's law. I will remind you what we taught in last class. So that is a classification based on the Rod's law, that is a ideal solution and non-ideal solutions. The solutions which obey the Rod's law at the entire range of concentration is termed as the ideal solutions. In non-ideal solutions which does not obey the Rod's law at the entire range of concentration. In case of the ideal solution, that is the change in enthalpy after mixing is zero. It means no heat is liberated and no heat is absorbed in the reaction. That is termed as a delta H mixing is equal to 0. In case of a non-ideal, delta H mixing is not equal to 0. It may be more than 0 or less than 0. That is the exothermic and endothermic process will be there. And also, in case of ideal solution, that is change in volume after the mixing is 0. It means a total volume of the solution is equal to the volume of the two components. So that is a change in volume should not be more than 0 or less than 0. It is equal to 0. For example, we had taken a 100 cm cube. If you add means the total volume of the solution will be 200. There is no change before mixing and after total solution. And in case of a non-ideal solution, when we add the two components, the volume will be changes. That is a change in volume after the mixing is not equal to 0. It is more than or less than the total volume of the two components. And also, we were discussing ideal solutions. AB interactions are weaker than A and BB interaction. In case of that non-ideal, AB interactions are stronger than A and BB interaction. Here, according to the Dalton's law of partial pressure, total vapor pressure of the solution is equal to the partial vapor pressure of the two components, that is a P1 plus P2, but it is not equal to the total pressure is not equal to the vapor pressure of the components. So these are the some difference between the ideal and non-ideal solutions. Regarding that, non-ideal solutions doesn't having a vapor pressure equal to the Rod's law vapor pressure, that is a more vapor pressure or less vapor pressure, depends on that non-ideal solutions classification. That is a non-ideal solution showing a positive deviation and the non-ideal solution showing a negative deviation. It means in a non-ideal solution showing a positive deviation, observed vapor pressure is more than the vapor pressure predicted by the Rod's law. In negative deviation, observed vapor pressure is less than the vapor pressure predicted by the Rod's law. And coming to the point of positive deviation, that is a delta H mixing, change in enthalpy after mixing is more than 0. In case of negative deviation, delta H mixing is less than 0. And one more is a delta V after mixing is more than 0. Here in negative deviation, delta H mixing is less than 0. So as we already know that AB interaction weaker than A and BB in positive deviation solutions, and AB interaction is less than more than A and BB in negative deviation solutions. And we already explained regarding the example regarding the positive and negative deviation also. As in today's class, we will discuss about the azeotropes. So what is the meaning of the azeotropic mixture? So it means the binary solution. Binary solution in the what it is? The solution containing two components. Binary solution, that to be liquid having a same composition in liquid phase and also in the vapor phase. How to define azeotropes or the azeotropic mixture? The solution or the binary solution. Binary solution. So that is solution means liquid we are talking. Liquid. Binary solution having same composition in liquid phase and in vapor phase. vapor phase. This is the definition of azeotropes. The binary solution having a same composition in liquid phase and vapor phase. The composition in the sense concentration in terms of mole fraction. So mole fraction is same in liquid phase and vapor phase. Let us take the example, the liquid having the mole fraction x1. So one liquid, it is having a mole fraction x1 in solution, and another liquid you can take, that liquid having a mole fraction x2. When the two liquids adding, the solution will be formed, that is having a two components. Those are mole fraction x1 and mole fraction x2. So this is the solution having the two components that we are termed as a binary solution. When the mole fraction x1 and x2 are in solution, when one liquid starts evaporating, that will form a vapor molecules. Here also same, it will form a vapor molecules. The mole fraction of first component in vapor phase is termed as a y1. Y1 is the mole fraction in vapor phase, and mole fraction of x2 in the vapor phase is termed as a y2. Here the mole fraction of x1 in solution and the mole fraction of y1 in vapor phase are having the same composition. Here y2 and x2 having the same composition. So this type of a mixture is termed as a azeotropes, we will call. Here we can term, or we can define like this also, a liquid mixture which boils at constant temperature, very important, constant temperature without change in composition, is called as azeotropic mixture. What it tells that a liquid mixture which boils at a constant temperature without change in composition or without change in any composition. So that termed as a azeotropic mixture. Here the azeotropic mixture will boils at the constant temperature. When we are adding the two liquids, for example, we have taken a one liquid here, another liquid here. These two liquids having a different boiling points. When we add these two, solution will be formed, but this solution will boil at a constant temperature without changing any composition. Such type of solutions are also termed as a azeotropic mixture. Here the azeotropic mixture or the azeotropes cannot be separated by the fractional distillation. So what is the meaning of the fractional distillation? As we already discussed in the earlier class, first PU. That is, a fractional distillation is used to what it is, separate the two liquids having a nearly same boiling point. In such cases, we can use the fractional distillation to separate the two liquids. So here the liquid mixture or the azeotropic mixture will boils at the constant temperature. It means we cannot separate by the fractional distillation because of the same composition, or the liquid will boils at a constant temperature. Because of that reason, so we cannot separate the azeotropic mixture by the fractional distillation. You can remember the one more point regarding that. So azeotropic mixture cannot separated by fractional distillation. Because it is having same composition and boils at constant temperature. So because of the same composition, the liquid will boil at a constant temperature. If the liquid will boil at a constant temperature means we cannot separate by the fractional distillation. But the ideal solutions can be separated by the fractional distillation. Why? Because one is a more volatile component will be there, one is a less volatile component will be there. More volatile component will form the more vapor molecules that will exert a more vapor pressure, and less volatile component will have a less vapor pressure. So more volatile having a less boiling point and less volatile having a more boiling point, we can separate the ideal solutions by the fractional distillation, but we cannot separate the azeotropic mixture by the what it is fractional distillation. And these azeotropes are classified into two types, that is one is a minimum boiling azeotropes and second one is the maximum boiling azeotropes. So now we will discuss about the classification of azeotropes. First one is minimum boiling azeotropes, second one is maximum boiling azeotropes. Classification of azeotropes. So the first one, minimum boiling azeotropes. Second one is maximum boiling azeotropes. Maximum boiling azeotropes. Now the question arises here, what is the minimum boiling azeotropes and maximum boiling azeotropes? Minimum boiling azeotrope means the liquid mixture which boils at a lower temperature than either of the two components. So that is having a high vapor pressure. So how it will be, now we will discuss that. Then how to define this one? A liquid mixture which boils at lower temperature than either of two components. Such type of azeotropes are known as a minimum boiling azeotropes. Examples, we will take the rectified spirit, that is ethyl alcohol and water we can take. Example, you can take ethyl alcohol and water. These are the two liquid components. Ethyl alcohol boiling point is 78.3 degrees Celsius and the water boiling point is 100 degrees Celsius. So these are the two liquid components having a different boiling points like 78.3 and 100 degrees Celsius. When we add the ethyl alcohol to the water, the solution will be formed. That solution will boil at a lower temperature, than either of the two components. So compared to these two boiling points, the liquid mixture will boil at the lower temperature, that is 78.13 degrees Celsius. The mixture will boil at 78.13. Compared to these two, compared to boiling point of the ethyl alcohol and water, the mixture will boil at the lower temperature. So because of such solutions are liquid mixture which boils at a lower temperature than either of the two component is known as a minimum boiling azeotropes. Minimum boiling azeotropes having a more vapor pressure. Why? Because the AB interactions will be weaker than A and BB. Example, you can take the beaker containing solution. When we add these two, one liquid and another liquid, AB interactions are weaker here. AB interaction is weaker. If the AB interaction is weaker means it will easily evaporate to form the vapor molecules. easily evaporate to form the vapor molecules. So if the vapor molecules are more, means more vapor pressure will be created on the solution, hence we are expecting more vapor pressure. Say you can take that example 0.9 vapor pressure will be there. This is the more vapor pressure because of the AB interaction will be weaker. So you can take the example of atmospheric pressure will be 1 atm. So what is the boiling point? First we have to know. Before that we have to know the meaning of boiling point. What is the boiling point? Boiling point means the temperature at which the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to the 1 atmospheric pressure. When the vapor pressure of the liquid is equal to the atmospheric pressure, in such condition the liquid starts boiling. For example, we had taken a minimum boiling azeotropes, AB having a weaker, it means it will produce the more vapor pressure will be exerted on the pressure. If we boil this one, when we boil the liquid, 0.9 will become 1 atm pressure, then the solution will start boiling. So when we give a less temperature, the 0.9 will become a 1 atm. At the lower temperature only the liquid starts boiling. Lower temperature means, as we already discussed, the vapor pressure versus temperature relation. Vapor pressure is inversely proportional to the boiling point. If the more vapor pressure will be there, less boiling point will be there. Here more vapor pressure we are getting, less boiling point. It means at the lower temperature only the liquid starts boiling. So this is the minimum boiling azeotropes. Now we discuss about the maximum boiling azeotropes. Maximum boiling azeotrope means what? Now, maximum boiling azeotropes. The liquid mixture which boils at higher temperature. Than either of the two components. Liquid mixture which boils at higher temperature than either of the two components. Such type of a mixture are termed as a maximum boiling azeotropes. Example, you can take the mixture of HNO3 and water. This is 68% HNO3 and water. Boiling point of HNO3 is 86 degrees Celsius. Boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. When we mix these two, HNO3 and water, solution will be formed. That solution will boil at a higher temperature either of the two components. Compared to these two components, the solution will boil more than 100. So more than 100 means it is more than 86 also. So that solution is termed as a maximum boiling azeotropes. So this maximum boiling azeotropes are the mixture having a stronger AB interactions. AB interactions are stronger here. If the AB interaction is stronger means interaction is stronger means escaping tendency of liquid to the vapor phase is less. It means less vapor molecules are collected over the solution. Less vapor molecules will exert a less pressure on the solution. Hence we are expecting a less vapor pressure. For example, say you can take the 0.6 here. So total vapor pressure will be less compared to this one. Here because of the AB interactions are stronger. When the solution or liquid vapor pressure equal to the 1 atm pressure or atmospheric pressure, in such condition the solution starts boiling. So if we give the temperature, now it is not equal to 1 atm. We have to give the temperature to boil this one. When the 0.6 will become a 1 atmospheric pressure, the solution starts boil. It means we have to give the more temperature to boil the solution. It means more temperature if we are giving means more boiling point will come. More boiling point means less vapor pressure we are expecting. That is a 0.6 we are getting here. Hope you can understand this one. Vapor pressure is inversely proportional to the boiling point. So why the boiling point of the solution or the solution will boil at a higher temperature means vapor pressure will be less. Why? Because vapor pressure is less, AB interactions are stronger. So we need to give the more temperature to boil the liquid to equal to the 1 atm pressure. So this type of a mixture are termed as a maximum boiling azeotrophs. When mixture of these two, the mixture will boil at a 120.5 degrees Celsius. So compared to boiling point of HNO3 and boiling point of water, the mixture will boil at a higher temperature than either of the two components. This type of azeotrophs are called as a maximum boiling azeotrophs. Yes, in case of minimum boiling azeotrophs, the AB interactions are weaker. Because of that, tendency to escape the liquid phase to the vapor phase is more. We are expecting more vapor pressure as we compare to the vapor pressure predicted by the Raoult's law. It means more vapor pressure will come compared to the predicted by the Raoult's law means minimum boiling azeotrophs will show the positive deviation. One more point you can remember regarding that. Minimum boiling azeotrophs will show the positive deviation because of the more vapor pressure we are expecting. In case of maximum boiling azeotrophs, AB interactions are stronger, hence a tendency to escape liquid phase to the vapor phase is decreases. Hence, we are expecting less vapor pressure than vapor pressure predicted by the Raoult's law. In such cases, maximum boiling azeotrophs will show the negative deviation. So, we have to remember the one more point regarding this one, very important. Minimum boiling azeotrophs will show the positive deviation and the maximum boiling azeotrophs will show the negative deviation. Now, we will discuss the one problem on the Raoult's law. So, that is, we written a one problem on board. The vapor pressure of pure liquid, the point you can remember, the vapor pressure of pure liquids A and B are 450 and 700 mmHg at 350 Kelvin respectively. What you have to find out? Find out the composition of the liquid mixture if total pressure is 600 mmHg and also find out the composition of the vapor phase. First you have to remember, if they are giving a total vapor pressure means this is based on the what? Raoult's law. They are given a vapor pressure P of pure liquids A and B. Now we have to write that one. What they given first we have to write? Vapor pressure of a pure liquid. Pure liquid can be identified by the P1 naught. First one, that is P1 naught pure liquid. That is 450 mmHg. They had given this one. And one more B had they given, that is a P2 naught is equal to 700 mmHg. Then find out the composition. Composition in the sense concentration in terms of mole fraction in a liquid mixture. So we have to liquid mixture composition. X1 is equal to question mark, X2 is equal to question mark. Mole fraction in the solution. If the total vapor pressure is 600 mmHg, we have to write the total vapor pressure they have given. P total is equal to 600 mmHg. And also find out the composition of vapor phase. Mole fraction in vapor phase is denoted by the Y1 is equal to question mark, Y2 is equal to question mark. Very simple problem it is. It is based on the Raoult's law. According to the Raoult's law, the mathematical formula of Raoult's is P total is equal to P1 naught plus P2 naught minus P1 naught into X2. This is a mathematical formula of the Raoult's law as we already discussed in the earlier classes. So now P total they have given, P1 naught they had given, P2 naught they had given. We have to calculate the X2. So now how much they had given this one? 600 mmHg, that is P1 naught is 450 plus P2 naught is 700 minus 450 into X2. Now it is 600 is equal to 450, so 700 minus 450, 250 into X2. So now 600 minus 450, 600 minus 450 is equal to 250 into x2. So how much it is? 150. Is it or not? 450, 500, 600. Now it is 250 into x2. x2 is equal to what? x2 is equal to 150 divided by 250. 150 divided by 250 is equal to how much we'll get? 0.6. This is the x2, 0.6. Using that we can easily calculate the x1 also. As we already know that x1 plus x2 is equal to 1. Sum of the mole fraction of the component is equal to 1. x2 they have given, we have to calculate the x1. x1 is equal to 1 minus x2. 1 minus x2 means 1 minus 0.6 is, this is 0.4. x1 is equal to 0.4. So we can predict that 0.6 plus 0.4 is equal to 1. Sum of the mole fraction is equal to 1. So now x2 we are calculated and x1 we are calculated. This first question is over here. Find out the composition of the liquid mixture. x1 and x2 we are calculating. Second question. In that, find out the composition in vapor phase. So that is according to the formula. We already know that P1 is equal to Y1 into P total. One more is P2 is equal to Y2 into P total. These are the two formulas to calculate the mole fraction in vapor phase. We want mole fraction first component, that is Y1 is equal to P1 divided by P total. Is it or not? So they didn't given a partial vapor pressure. Partial vapor pressure P1 is equal to what? P1 is equal to P1 naught into x1. We already know this formula. So fill here. P1 is equal to P1 naught into x1 divided by P total. This is Y1. So now Y1 is equal to P1 naught. How much they are given? 450. x1 we already calculated, 0.4 divided by P total. How much they are given? 600. So Y1 is equal to, we will get the 0.3. So this is the mole fraction in vapor phase. One more you can calculate. Y2 is equal to P2 divided by P total. They didn't given a partial vapor pressure. We have to calculate using the formula. P2 is equal to P2 naught into x2. So now Y2 is equal to P2 naught into x2 divided by P total. Instead of P2, we are writing P2 naught into x2. P2 naught they had given, that is 700 mmHg. 700 into x2. How much? We already calculated 0.6 divided by total pressure they had given 600. So Y2 is equal to how much? 0.7 will get. This is the composition in vapor phase Y1 and Y2. In this formula they are given a P1 naught, P2 naught and P total. We have to calculate the composition in liquid phase, that is x1 and x2, mole fraction in liquid phase, and composition or the mole fraction in vapor phase Y1 and Y2. This is the calculation of Y1 and Y2 and x1 and x2. Remaining part of the solution we will discuss in the next class. Thank you.